Joe Flacco is a very good athlete. He just looks slow compared to, exceptional athletes. And by the way, he was great last night.
He was awesome last night. We're going to answer your questions on What's on Tap. Jay and I have our pickup lines for Matthew, as we always do on Fridays, but it's all about Joe Flacco to kick off the top of the show. As you see the scoring leaders from Thursday Night Football, nuclear performance from Jamar Chase. Pat Freiermuth, who's had a very quiet season, had a massive night. And then it's the old quarterbacks right after them, and Joe Flacco and Aaron Rodgers. We got to hear from Joe Flacco and Jamar Chase on the Bengals offense all coming together.
This is such an emotional game, but sometimes, especially as a quarterback, you got to take the emotions and the want to of looking ahead at the results. You got to just take that out of play and just go play football. And hey, we got Jamar on an out route. Oh, they're off of him. Just throw it. The simple thing. It just goes back to the basics, and not worrying about the result in the moment. Just playing the play and getting our guys in position to go win it.
We know we was close. Last week we felt like we just figured it out about how we're gonna go about Flacco and just the offense. Period. I think today showed what we're really capable of, and show how prolific this offense really could be.
This is a tweet from you, Matthew.
Yeah, they're going to change the rules so Flacco can win Comeback Player of the Year again. Croucher JD, which is, of course, you on Twitter.
Yes, and then I tweeted in response, it's going to be a rough show tomorrow, which is today. Off the top, we played a clip about the quality of my transitions.
There we go.
Comeback Player of the Year, Joe Flacco.
Comeback Player of the Year, Joe Flacco. Possibly
I'm standing on the set.
back to back.
I'll remain seated.
Back to back. Comeback Player of the Year, Joe Flacco. Look, he came back from sucking once again, so now why can't he? If he leaves,
re-sucking?
Yes, exactly, Jay Croucher. Look at their upcoming schedule. They're home to the Jets. They've got 10 days to prepare for your Jets. They've got 10 days for a home game against the Jets. Then they get Chicago at home. Then a bye week. Then they're at Pittsburgh again. This schedule actually lays out very nicely for this offense to get going and actually stack some wins and get back into what isn't a division that scares you all that much. With the Ravens struggling, obviously the Browns are out of it. Look at their upcoming schedule after the bye. So
all these
Steelers
defenses suck.
Yeah, I mean, Patriots.
But New England.
New England's pass defense is it's fine, but they're not super.
It's dependent on Christian Gonzalez, basically.
Yeah, Jamar Chase is going to go for 300 yards in those two Ravens games, as he always does. The Bills don't have a great pass defense. No. Dolphins, Cardinals, the Browns. We'll see what they're like by week 18.
But you look at that 16. First off, fantasy playoffs. Week 15 against the Ravens. Week 16 at the Dolphins. That game is on our air. I bet we get flexed out of that one. And then I think we're not airing the Dolphins in week.
I don't think we get flexed out of it.
I think we're going to flex out of it. I think we're going to flex out of it, or the NFL will flex us out of it. But then the Cardinals and the Browns, if they can basically play 500 ball here, maybe stack a few wins, they've got a real shot here again, especially if the Ravens don't get figured out.
The one reason why that might not get flexed out is that could be the return of Joe Burrow. Which would be certainly warrant a primetime spot. A couple
quarterback controversy.
Yeah, I mean, that's right. Right, because now, the concern here was, because we were like, hey, I can't tell you how much crap I got online, and we also got as well. When the trade happened, we were like, this is going to be great for Jamar Chase. This is going to be great for T. Higgins. Everyone was like, that old man behind that line, he's going to get killed. I got so much crap online about what a terrible take that was. Flacco sucks. The Browns gave up on him. And we're like, hey, all due respect, first off, he'll get rid of the ball quickly behind that line. He only got sacked once last night. And more importantly, he's willing to throw it. He's not scared to throw it. He'll throw into traffic. He knows Jamar Chase will come down with it. And there's a difference throwing to Jamar Chase and T. Higgins versus throwing to Jerry Jeudy and even though we like Cedric Tillman, whatever, or Isaiah Bond, it's a much more improved offense that he's coming into, and at least for 1 week, Jay, we look right.
Yeah, no, we do. There's a couple of things. One, we spoke about off the top where we played the video of me and my transitions. Last night, I almost transitioned into the warm embrace of death. I didn't enjoy that game at all.
It was a great game.
It was a great game.
Oh, yeah. That was
on.
great. Just the Flacco pandering. I get it. He was fantastic. Flacco, Stuntman Chuck 85 says, Flacco has all the emotions of Jay Croucher, cold, calculated, machine-like, and brutally efficient.
Yeah, that's fair.
Right.
Really
and a ton of kids at home when he's at work.
Compliments.
Yeah. Right. You're the same person. Johnson.
Shane Falco from The Replacements.
I believe that is.
It's his avatar there. That's well played by Stuntman Chuck. Secondly, I don't actually have a problem with Joe Flacco. I have a problem with the 50 voters of the Associated Press who decided to put a stain on the history of the NFL by voting him over Damar Hamlin. But look, the thing with Flacco is to your point, if they can keep him upright and Jamar Chase and T. Higgins can get open in 2 seconds, then he's going to be perfectly solid for this offense. Like, to me, last night was a commentary on just how bad the Steelers covering game is at the moment. Like, their corners, like, Jalen Ramsey's still fine, but he can't cover Jamar Chase one-on-one at this point of his career. Darius Slay might just be done. Patrick Queen might be the worst cover linebacker in the league right now. Like, they just had nothing. They couldn't get over, and they kept on wanting to play man coverage one-on-one against Chase. So it was all set up for Flacco to line
credit to Flacco, like, and they showed this on the postgame when they bracketed, they bracketed both those guys, and Yoshevich was on single coverage. They just boom, and they nailed it.
Right, and the pass rush for the Steelers wasn't great last night against a bad offensive line.
That's right. But again, like, even when they were getting pressure, like, he got rid of it quickly. They got home on one play, but for the most part, it was absolutely fine. So first off, I don't know that there's any fantasy takeaway from Jamar Chase, other than the fact it was awesome to see. I'm wearing number 1 in honor of my guy, proud fantasy life investor, Jamar Chase, by the way. Well, see, there you go. Look at this photo. We can show that. There you go.
People forget he wrote the guide.
What's going on with your face there, Matthew?
Well, I'm just all happy that I've got Jamar Chase holding my magazine with his face on it. Right? It's not often you get to do that, where you're like, hey,
slobbering his face. It's excitement.
I didn't have a lot of, candidly, I didn't have a lot of time with him. I'm not comfortable with my expression in that picture, but hopefully you're focusing on Jamar Chase specifically.
Me neither.
Yeah, no, it was. I'm such like I look like a girly fanboy. Like, I'm just I am. Well, I am, but I was hoping I would hide it better. I was hoping I would hide it better. Photos don't lie.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're thrilled for our guy Jamar Chase, proud fantasy life investor. Jamar Chase, 23 targets. That's 23 targets, 16 receptions. It's a monster game, 16 for 161 and a touchdown. Especially when you think about this upcoming schedule, there's no takeaway other than, like, if you hung tough, you're being rewarded for a guy that you likely picked in the first 3-4 picks.
And he played 1 over Chase going forward in fantasy after that showing. And all coupled last week. And I get that the Steelers defense was bad, as I just mentioned, but he was awesome against the Packers defense the week before too. Isn't he just going to Flacco's just going to throw the ball 40 times every time? That's just what he does. Offense. And it's just going to go to Jamar Chase like 35% of the time.
And the clip that you heard was he was just talking about, like you feel so bad for Jake Browning, but, like, Flacco's right. Like, it's not that tough. Like, he's Jamar effing Chase. Right. Like, throw the ball. Like, I mean, again, like, this is what I talked about. What I talked about when the trade happened, you guys all agreed, and we got tons of crap online. But, like, think about the game against the Packers. Jamar Chase's first touchdown was, like, it was in triple coverage in about this much of the sideline, and Chase still came down with it, got 2 toes down. He's Jamar effing Chase. Like, you're gonna just get the ball somewhere near him, and more likely than not, he's coming down with it.
I almost think the story, though, that's even bigger, because we know Chase can do this, is T. Higgins being viable. Like that, because let's not forget, he slid out of a touchdown wisely, because they controlled the clock. We're in any other scenario, we're looking at almost 30-point night for T. Higgins. I think, Jay, that Flacco can support both of them, which was the big question, because you're never going to just give up on Jamar Chase, no matter who's the quarterback. We were approaching some weeks where you're sitting there like, should I bench T. Higgins?
No, I agree. And the beauty there for Higgins, as well as Chase, is that the Bengals defense is a comedy show. Like, it's an absolute comedy show. They got no answers for anything. Like, it's just an absolute mess. And Flacco is going to have to keep throwing, and it seems like he's going to be able to support these guys. So, yeah, I think T. Higgins now goes back to being a must-start type of player.
22% target share. He's had at least a 20% target share in both games with Flacco's. His 2 best games of the year in terms of yards and receptions have both been the last 2 weeks with Joe Flacco under center. So this is super interesting. He had 1 such game in weeks 1 through 5 where he had a 20% target share. So, I mean, again, I'm with you, is that Flacco makes Higgins very viable. I had him as a risky wide receiver 3 in terms of my ranks. I'll own it. Like, I ended up starting him in the leagues that I have him in because I didn't have better options. But, like, I certainly got questions, and I was like, I did a radio show and people were asking me about Higgins. I'm like, yeah, man, it's borderline. Like, it's just sort of a little how lucky you feel. So, who do you think you are? Is T. Higgins still risky even with back-to-back solid performances? No, I don't think he is. I think he's back to being, I think he's a low-end wide receiver 2 than probably the mid-tier wide receiver 2 he was drafted as. But, yeah, Flacco elevates this offense. Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBCSports.com and RotorWorld.com, and I want to thank you so much for watching whatever it is you just watched, or if nothing else, being too lazy to click out of the autoplay after this video started, after whatever it is you actually wanted to watch finished. But now that you're here, I'd like to take a moment here to ask you respectfully now, okay? I'm asking you respectfully to subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel. You'll get the latest Roto-World fantasy news headlines, all sorts of great shows, including my own Fantasy Football Happy Hour. So go subscribe now. Again, I'm asking respectfully.